Any business nowadays has to protect their cash. Your cash in your business is like oil for a car engine. Without it, your business will freeze up. So we're going to talk about protecting yourself today with a crime policy. So a crime policy is an optional coverage that you get as a business owner that will basically cover your cash and some of the areas that a main business owner's package will not cover. So first things first, you have employee theft. Any business that has any kind of inventory is susceptible to employee theft. So maybe you're a cell phone store that sells iPhones and one of your employees is selling iPhones out the back store to his friends. To file an insurance claim for that, you do have to have crime insurance. Most business owners' packages will exclude employee theft from theft coverage. Second, and probably the main reason that you'd get this policy, employee embezzlement. Nobody ever thinks that an employee is going to embezzle from them. Obviously, you're not going to put somebody that spent time in prison for white-collar crime in charge of your accounting division, and nobody ever does. Unfortunately, it's typically the sweet little old lady that's been stealing from you for the past 4 or 5 years to the tune of 6 figures or $1 million. We've got so many different stories that we've seen as an agency, situations that I've seen, situations that you read in the news where the person that everybody least suspected has been stealing money. Maybe they're stealing money for a sick family member, maybe they have a gambling addiction, you just never know. Employee embezzlement will reimburse you for the money that somebody's stealing from you. Typically this is over a long period of time and it's usually hard to catch. Third, electronic fraud, hacking. All of our banking is electronic nowadays and folks are after your bank account information. So if somebody gets into your bank account and does an unauthorized transfer or siphons money out, you'd have coverage for that too. Number 4, social engineering. This comes up a lot nowadays. And this is an optional coverage, which you can also get as part of a cyber policy, which is a separate policy. But what it is somebody tricks one of your employees into wiring money somewhere. So typically, if you're the business owner, somebody will pretend to be you. They'll create an email address that looks just like yours. Or if they can, they'll just hack into your email. Then they'll send an email to your accountant and say, hey, please pay this new vendor that we have, wire money to them, we need to place this order. And the accountant or the bookkeeper will fall for it and the money's out. And the bank will not reimburse you for that. So that would fall under the social engineering coverage. Then we have robbery. If there's a robbery at your place of business and cash is stolen, typically the coverage on the business owner's package is very limited or non-existent. So especially if you're a cash-heavy business, crime insurance is a really good idea. Identity fraud, unfortunately we all know what that is. And then forgery or unauthorized use of checks or credit cards. Credit cards, typically the credit card company will reimburse you for the cost. Checks, when you're a business, the bank's typically going to tell you that you're on your own, unless it was a forgery that they should have caught, that they didn't. But you could be waiting a while for the bank to reimburse you, where a crime policy will pay that claim immediately. Crime policies are generally pretty inexpensive, unless you have a business with a history of crime claims. So it's definitely something you want to take a look at to make sure that you're covered. Thanks for listening.